Welcome to the Intuitive Teacup, my friends. These tarot readings are meant to motivate, empower, and inspire you. Please keep an open heart and an open mind as you watch these general readings, as some material will resonate and some might not. Do have faith it is serving someone out there, and take away only what resonates for you. Please release the rest. Feel free to book a personal reading with me if you would like something catered specifically to your inquiries and energy. That information is down below for you. You are responsible for all actions and decisions and the vibe that you bring to this channel. This is optional advice or guidance, and of course, you will always have free will. Check the box below for my social media links, the decks I use, and more information on this channel. Let's hop into your tarot reading. What's up, guys? Happy February. Happy to have you here at the Intuitive Teacup. Some very short announcements. It's Aquarius season, so I'm trying to be innovative and shake it up and do things differently. So we're going to do a different spread for your February monthlies. It will include love and money, as well as some other things too, using Black Moon astrology cards. This is such a cool deck. Really excited to share it with you. I did promise you earlier I was going to start using love oracles in your readings. So what we're going to do, rather than doing it in February monthlies, this is going to be a separate reading for Valentine's Day, very focused on love and romance and relationships. So look forward to that probably the next time around. Last but not least, I did my first deck review, and I'm so excited to share it with you. So far, the reception has been pretty positive, so I'm looking to make that a monthly thing. Every month, I'll review a new deck so you can get a look at the cards and preview it, see if it's something you're interested in. And if not, that's okay. There will always be a collective reading at the end of those deck reviews with timestamps. So if you want to hop right to the end of that video, you can see if there's anything for you in that collective reading. The last one I did was called the Triple Goddess Tarot Deck Review, so welcoming you and encouraging you to check that out. Other than that, let's hop into your February monthly tarot reading. Hello, Taurus. Happy February. We are going to talk about your emotions, your love life. We are going to talk about where you need to put more mental energy, what you need to put more mental energy into. We're going to talk about your money, and then we are going to talk about your actions forward, messages you need to hear in the month of February. Here we go. Let's connect with my Tauruses out there. Taurus. Let's talk about their love life. What messages are coming in? Those are popping out. All right, so you're getting over something that was either disappointing or just not kind of satisfying. Five of Cups, to me, frequently there's a message here of ultimately what you thought you wanted isn't what you needed. And I think you're starting to bridge that gap of understanding that maybe what the universe is asking you to let go of, it's because in the long term it didn't serve you. So I'll be honest, sometimes this is like a breakup card. It can be all up in your feels. It can also just be a card of disappointment, even if it's not an ending of a relationship. If someone could have let you down, whether it was someone in your family or in your love life. I'm going to read for love life, but you can transplant it into other areas of your life if that makes sense. You know, it could be a relationship with a best friend or a boss, someone who you thought you could count on them, there was some established loyalty of some sorts, or I would argue you thought there was, but it feels like you kind of got you got the rug swept out from under you. There was a disappointment, and it does have to do with the idea of projecting something onto a person or needing them to meet some sort of expectations. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but I am saying that it didn't happen the way you thought it would. And so more or less, I think you're getting comfortable with the idea that I have to be honest, I'm sort of getting this person isn't who you thought they were, or you saw a different side of this person that maybe you never saw before, and it was something you didn't like, whether it was them being a little bit cruel or a lack of sensitivity, not considering you in a decision. It seems like you're frustrated, and I'm not putting this in, like, I'm not trying to project onto you a dark cloud over the month of February, but ultimately kind of an Aquarius season here. I do feel like a lot of your emotions is going into the assessment, 7, right, of what is the actual substance here, and is it making me happy, or is this a sign from the universe that I need to detach from it and find something better? As always with the Five of Cups, the silver lining is saying not all is lost here. Even though we're going through a bit of a difficult time, a hardship, Five of Cups, it's saying there is something that you can either salvage out of this, the 3 and the 2 making 5. The 2 are still standing upright. The 2 still have potentially, love, water inside of those cups, right? For others of you, it might be saying you need to let go of something that doesn't really meet your standard of measure in terms of providing you emotional fulfillment or stability, in which case there may be something out there for you, very close to you, but you're delaying something more beautiful coming into you because you're holding on to something that is lower vibrational, something that's dragging you down. So you have decisions to make in the month of February about who you're going to love and who you're going to share your love with. Give me one more card on that. Let's see. I have to be honest, the main vibe coming through here is that the curtain has been pulled down, sort of that Wizard of Oz metaphor. You see it's just a man with a megaphone behind a curtain pretending to be the great and powerful Oz. This person, whoever it is in your life, did something that you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. I thought you were this way and you're clearly not. I think a lot of you will choose to leave this relationship, but here's the thing, I don't necessarily see, I don't necessarily see them leaving you. If anything, I think they're coming back to you to, don't shoot the messenger, Taurus, but almost like a fake apology, like, okay, I'm going to go through the motions because I disappointed my girl, but I'm just going to apologize and she'll forgive me and we'll be fine. Something about it this time, it did more damage than before, or you're starting to realize a pattern of behavior, especially if it is tied to addiction issues by either you or your person. Now, addiction issues could be codependency, right? Or it could be substance abuse issues. That seems to be putting a wedge in a lot of relationships, and the thing is, I think you're wanting to get out of living in shadow, but living in this, I'm hearing words like deception, illusion. What you perceived it to be versus what it actually is. We're like shaking off that Neptune energy, that dreamy, fairy, fantasy, wouldn't it be nice vibes to know like what actually is here. Where's the substance of this relationship? Do you still have love for this person? I'm going to ask you this way. If this person were to never ever change their emotional behavior towards you, would you still love them? Or is it like the writing is on the wall and you know? It's almost like some of you are choosing to stomach it longer than I think the universe ever intended you to do so, because you are, Venus energy, you have a lot of love in your heart. Know that when the universe is presenting you with obstacles and blockages and essentially trying to wake you up from something, you need to take note of that. You need to invest more emotional energy in discerning who you let into your life and who you love. What's coming in for Taurus romantically? A new beginning. The Ace of Pentacles. It's in reverse though, so you're avoiding the inevitable. Most of you, right? These are general messages. Especially with a Cancer. You have an Ace of Pentacles with a Cancerian, so it could be that the Cancer is interested in you and wanting to make some sort of offer, or vice versa. You may free yourself from a Scorpio or a Pisces or whoever, right? And maybe you're going to approach a new friendship and it turns into something lovely, and maybe there's travel opportunities with the Chariot coming through here. It could even be someone from a different racial background. I don't know why that's coming up, but hey, why not? If that makes sense to some of you, you may have a different, if it's not racial background, it could be a different spiritual background or something that you practice different faiths, but you could have something new coming in there, or something about a mixed or blended family. So it could be that if you're both single parents, you may meet someone and start a family together down the road or something like that. That's what I'm seeing for you, Taurus. But yeah, there's new love coming in with a Cancer for those who are interested. And for others of you, if you're dealing with a Cancer, but there's a mutual sense of love, those Taurus and Cancer, I guess, is supposed to be a really good combination. I read that a lot. It's possible that you guys can start fresh and use this as a building block to, it's like a building block as you build a future together, but you do need to take accountability, and responsibility for making the changes necessary to get over this awkward hurdle or this hardship. There needs to be a change in behavior. We can't always fall back to like, sort of playing the victim. And here's the thing, Taurus, I think this is your person doing that. I just read some quote. It was so profound, and I wish, actually, I wrote it in my phone because it just spoke to me. I promise I'm actually looking the quote up. And I wrote it down because I was like, I feel like this is going to come through in one of my tarot readings, and it did. It's yours. An apology without changed behavior is manipulation. Right? Isn't that so true? Like sometimes things just hit me, right? So I'm going to say that to you, Taurus. An apology without changed behavior is manipulation. I don't know. Maybe that was more profound in my mind than it is to you, but that kind of fits this. If your partner is going to come crawling back and apologize for the umpteenth time, you can take them back, but is it really healthy? Is it really good for you? Silver lining, happier messages, new love with a Cancer. That's the major thing coming through. Or a new victory in love. It doesn't have to be Cancerian energy. It may also be a Sagittarius too. Something new. Ace of Pentacles, brand new. It may also be a Venus ruled sign. So that would be Taurus and Libra. Those signs are looking good for new love in February. All right, so let's hop over into this. What do you need to focus your mental energy on? What do you need to research more or think about? What do you need to discover? What do you need to be curious about? air energy, right? Mental energy, your intelligence, your thought patterns. It could even be what you're vocalizing, advocating for yourself, communication. For Taurus in the month of February. Isn't this deck so pretty? I love these cards. This is the Muse Tarot. You need to communicate what you're having anxiety about, and because it is Nine of Swords, it's sort of letting your mind run rampant, and a lot of times it's becoming almost a prisoner to your own thoughts. It's giving up your power and ability to move forward and think through the processes of things, because the thoughts are so overwhelming, and there's so many of them, or you just don't know where to start. You sort of need to break it down piece by piece, but it may actually be saying you may need to seek counseling if you have issues with anxiety, or if this is to do with your partner or something that transpired at work. It seems like you're really beating yourself up about it, but you're too confused on how to move forward, or you're hesitant to speak up for yourself. I think you're being asked to do that because it's going to be, in terms of resetting your mental health, resetting your balance and energetically in your mind. You seem kind of stressed, and I'm sort of hearing a weight will be lifted by you confessing or professing or advocating for yourself. There's something you're holding back on, and it's almost like it's eating away at your mind. I'm hearing that Pink Floyd song, and the worms ate into his brain. Anyway. Yeah, hold on to the thoughts that serve you, that are motivating you and inspiring you. It seems like you're being pushed to move forward and do something that you're a little bit intimidated or fearful of. It will be worth it in the end because you won't be stuck in this, oh my gosh, well, what if this happens? It's like you're playing out scenarios that haven't even occurred yet because of, you're projecting too far into the future. You need to live in the moment and sort through the thoughts now. And for a lot of you, it does have to do with speaking up about some matter. It's like detoxing your body is sort of what I'm saying. Some of you, and I know this isn't for everyone, and this may have to do with a person in your life on kind of like the surface or the surroundings. There may be someone in your life struggling with addiction issues, Taurus, especially alcohol addiction, drinking too much. It could be literally anyone. Again, your best friend, your neighbor, your mother, your father, your boyfriend, your wife, whoever. This could be an intervention, okay? If it's not you, and even if it is, again, there's no shade here, there's no judgment, but I think you're being nudged to go seek professional help if that's something you're struggling with. And even if it's not addiction issues, it could just be if you have severe anxiety or depression. Ain't no shame in getting help for that. That is a healthy choice. That would be a healthy decision. Excuse me. So there's a really interesting metaphor here too of duality too, and I'm almost getting mentally you may be dealing with someone, or again this could be you, who may even have like bipolar disorder or something about a rapid change or shift internally from one side to another. Again, it could be severe depression, darker things versus the light. The thing is, they're both there, they're both present. So I mean, obviously you don't need me to tell you this, but like not all is lost here, but it's about getting them back in unison to work together productively, right? You can't just rip off the Band-Aid and make it go away, right? If there's some sort of disorder or something wrong internally, but you can be your own advocate and seek help for it. And I'm wanting to say try again. I feel like some of my Tauruses, you may have tried to get help or counseling for yourself or for this person and it didn't work once. And so now you're just like, well, I'm out of options. I've exhausted all my options. I've tried everything. You haven't. You can try again. Just because you tried something once and it didn't work out, don't write that narrative of, oh, doomed. My fate is that it will never work out. That's clinging on to fear. And I also think that that's clinging on to this, I'm trying to say it in a polite way, but it's almost like your excuse for not wanting to get help. Again, I'm sorry. I come at this with love and sensitivity, but yeah, defaulting to, oh, well, I tried it once, it didn't work. Well, can you try it again? Like, that's not an excuse. I tried it once and it didn't work. That's not an excuse anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you will fall off the horse, chariot, right? It's no reason to not get back on and try again. Some of you may be researching something about it's something medical, a condition that you've been not wanting to seek treatment on, or a condition that you fear you might have, but you're not wanting to go get tested for it. I don't do fear-based readings, and really the reading here is saying rather than racking your brain about, oh my God, what if, go find out. I think you're making it out to be the scary monster that it doesn't have to be if you go through the proper channels of treatment or advocacy or whatever it is. Rely on your friend or your siblings to help you, especially a friend. There's something about it might be too personal if you involve the family. You might feel like do you understand what I mean? It's something about your family is too close to you to have the higher perspective. They're just like, you're not depressed, you're just in a bad state. Like, that's not helpful. So if that's your family, it's saying bring it to someone else who you really can unwind in front of and talk to, and someone who feels like and I'm hearing like non-judgmental, but what is that term? It's like an outside perspective. They're unbiased. That's what I'm getting. Especially a female counterpart, like I don't know if it's a relationship though. It feels more like a friend. So whether you are male or female, Taurus, there might be a friendship who will help you get by. In fact, this person may even know a thing or two about mental health. They may be very involved in some sort of spiritual practice or specifically working out the body, like meditation, where they actually work very hard to keep their own self and energy in check and in balance. So you could learn a lot from them, right? Even if it's not a medical professional, hang out with people who do seem to have like some sort of stability in their life, because you can learn a thing or two from them, right? Or a water sign, particularly a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Again, a high vibing one, right? Not one who is emotionally manipulative. It may have to do with your Scorpio or Cancer, Pisces that's giving you anxiety as well, too. I'm just putting that out there. All right, so let's talk more about your money. I don't know how to not make that transition awkward, but that's really the message I'm getting over and over again. So, yeah, let's do this deck. Why the heck not? I have to remember to add these to my descriptions. Tell me about Taurus's money in the month of February. What's the deal with money for my Tauruses? Those earth signs, those earth babe Tauruses. What can I tell them about their money? Let's see. 9 of Cups. All right, so wishes coming true. 8 of Cups in reverse. All right, there's an interesting message here. Give me 1 second. Why is that in reverse? You got something that you really, really, really wanted. It was like pie in the sky. But you're not that happy. Again, there's a lot of themes in your reading about projecting onto something what you think it will be, negative or positive, versus what it actually is. That's going on in your love life. That's going on with the person that you're fantasizing and putting up on a pedestal who disappoints you. That's what's going on with you seeking counsel or help for some sort of internal battle or struggle you're facing, but being like, oh, well, it'll never work out. They won't, they can't help me. They won't believe me. I'm beyond help. Like, again, you're projecting scenarios. You're doing the exact same thing with your money. More so a job. And here's the thing. This is not a bad or negative message, because hear me out. Something that you really wanted and very likely worked very hard for. For that, I am congratulating you. That's awesome, because you do see the reward. But I think in time, this feels like a job you took and you're like, oh my God, pinch me. I can't believe it. You get the job and you realize, oh, I'm doing the secretary stuff when I'm supposed to be doing the artistic stuff. There's something where it contradicts your thoughts or beliefs of what this job actually was. So for a lot of you, here's the cool thing about this, is that in order to take this job that, again, was pie in the sky, there's 2 messages here. I don't know which one to do first. It's possible that now that you're under the umbrella of this company or working in this field, again, take it if it resonates for you, it's not to say you won't seek happy or you won't find more happiness here in the future, because again, something about it drew you in. In some ways, I do think you were listening to your intuition because you felt like it was your calling to go towards this. I get very quickly there's lackluster results, or there's this it feels like you got the wind knocked out of you because you're like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. Silver lining to this is if you stay there a little bit longer and you really advocate for yourself and network and talk to the people who work in the department that you're trying to get into, or people who just, I don't know if they're wiser mentor types who can give you some harsh but necessary truths on the reality of this company or this group of people or whatever this is, it's possible there may be this light bulb of, oh, okay, I can make friends with this part, but what I really need to do now is incorporate more of this, or network with that person, or again, get get a sense of the layout of who's in charge of what and be like, okay, I'm in the building, but I want that job. Network with that person. Make friends with them. Not all is lost here. You do have Ace of Cups in reverse. Now, here's the thing. The main message that came through before I started that whole tangent is that a lot of you, in order to take this pie in the sky job, this Nine of Cups wish fulfillment, a lot of you turned down another offer that came to you, but it's very likely that that opportunity that you declined or rejected, or you put it on the back burner and chose not to pursue it, that may still, or for a lot of you, it's very likely that that position is still open, or the recruiter may reach out to you again, or there's some way where you might be able to get a foot in the door with that other opportunity that at the time you were like, no thanks, not for me. The thing is, it's being shown with Ace of Cups. So that either means there is joy and happiness and fulfillment in it for you, or the money is there, but you may have to make a compromise on, oh my God, I'm doing exactly what I love for the person I want to work with, for the company I want to be associated with. And I guess I'm not pushing you away from this, because even if it doesn't check all the boxes, well, this one you thought it would and it didn't. So I think the universe is trying to get you to see something else. Again, not all is lost here. I do want to underscore that. But with a little perspective, you may find that it was never meant to be. And that's why you feel the sense of lack or underwhelmed. When you finally walk through the door or sign the contract, there's this sense of, oh God, it's confusing. You're like, I thought it was this, but it's not. There's something else, like a new Ace of Cups circling around you. I think it's in reverse because you haven't taken it yet, or you haven't maybe researched it enough yet. This may have to do with salon beauty industry stuff. Or even massage therapy, or something about kind of, what is my Taurus word for this? There's such a word I associate with Taurus. It's, help me out here, Spirit. Luxuriating oneself. That's very Taurian energy, pampering the body, doing the hair, the makeup, the nails, the massage, the whatever, right? It doesn't have to be beauty industry specific, but more or less it's something, it may even have kind of a wellness or healthy type slant to it. But it is sort of it is more kind of a luxury treatment or tool or something like that. And the thing is, that may have been the job that you got the job and you were like, oh my gosh, it's my pie in the sky. It's my Ace of Cups. It's everything I want. That's where you may be feeling lackluster. Some of you are going to realize that you're a really great chef, or you're really great with food or culinary type stuff. You may end up starting your own business. And there's something to do with children here as well. I feel like, I know this is a bit of a bizarre message, but it might be a metaphor, but almost like making cookies every day after school for your kids and the whole neighborhood. It's like you used to give out cookies or something, and it was just this nice thing you did for people, but everybody was always complimenting you on, oh my God, those are so good, and you should publish a recipe book, or can you share your recipe online? There's some skill that you already have, but you're passing it off as just oh, well, that's just a hobby. That's not a thing. But it could be, though. I think that's why it's in reverse. It's something that does bring you happiness. And here's the thing, Taurus. It's relatively easy for you. You chalk it up to nothing. That's why you're just kind of you almost don't even want the compliments, because you're oh, anybody could do it. That's not true. Not everybody could do this. So there's something about, you should look into how you can monetize that or incorporate that skill or that talent into what you're already doing, because you have a natural gift to do it. You have a natural ability. And it's going to add another stream of income to your life if you were to pursue it, or if you want to do that. And I do sort of get a crossroads of, especially for my Tauruses who are job hunting or looking for a career or whatever, applying to whatever. You get two offers, or you get two interviews, and you choose to decline one and go with the other. But I honestly think in time, most of you are going to reverse or do a 180. The one that you chose and picked, you're going to be oh no, this isn't for me. And you're going to go to the other one. And the thing is, I think most of you will be able to make it work. So know that in advance. If you're at a position where you are, or if you're in a position where you are at a crossroads of this one or that one, just take some extra time to think about it, and especially in terms of what job is going to bring you peace of mind. What's going to allow you to sleep peacefully at night? I think there's something very important here about, don't worry about the superficial title of it, or the superficial, oh, well, I work at this company and and they have all these great statistics. And are you happy there? Is it good for you there? Do you like your coworkers? Do you feel like you're making a difference at the end of the day? it's like remove or strip it of the superficial, oh, well, it looks good on my resume, it looks good on a billboard. Do you know what I mean? It's like, is your heart in the right place? It has to do with your heart and your feelings. Do you love it? Do you want to show up every day and kick ass at work at that company? Or are you doing it because it's like, I'm almost getting something to do with like the modeling industry or something, again, feminine, like beauty type stuff. Like, oh, well, I worked at Chanel. It's like, all right, well, but you were working in like the shipping department. Is that really what you want? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying, like, is that what you wanted to do? You wanted to work at Chanel or New York City or whatever, but did you want to be like putting postage on their envelopes? Like, again, I'm not hating on any of that. I'm saying what works for you, and are you glossing over the things you don't like because you see potential in it long term? And there's nothing wrong with that, to chase that potential, but I don't see you chasing it. I think that's the thing. It's like you're very underwhelmed. You're settling for way less than you desired, and this may be financially too, by the way. You may have had to take a huge pay cut to take the job of your dreams, but universe is saying, but what about your worth? What about your value? What about all the effort and creativity and passion you put into this? You need to put your paycheck on that, right? I don't know. There is kind of an unusual message here. I think you guys are settling. No offense. And so if you're completely happy and loving your job, this probably isn't your message. But anyway, let me give you one more on that. Then we're going to move on to your desire, your action, your passion. What is the main message here for Taurus? Money doesn't buy happiness. I'm being called to tell you that, which I know, shocker. Can you believe it? Genius over here. No, you guys know that. Money doesn't buy happiness. I think some of you forgot that, though, didn't you? See the truth. Justice. There's a new contract coming your way, and literally I have the sun and the moon. It's like day and night. It could even be in two very different fields, or two very different, you having to weigh out and decide and justify which one you're going to. It's difficult because you almost can't compare the two. What I am getting, though, is you need to follow your intuition. There's one that may appear more shiny and exciting, but it's for superficial reasons. There's one that has far more, I'm wanting to say, like integrity and truth, but you may have to work harder to get to it, or there's something about weighing it out on the scale. Don't make rush or snap decisions. And I know times are tough, right? We don't always have the luxury of being choosy. It seems like a majority of my Tauruses right now do. You have two offers, and you will never make the wrong decision. I just want you to know that, to put your mind at ease. Ultimately, though, if you can save yourself a few steps by really, putting it on the scales, weighing it out, allow yourself to be a little bit indecisive, but for a reason, with purpose. Ask yourself why you feel hesitant to go towards that one and so passionate to go towards that one. You're not wrong, but you're being asked to consider it more. Give it more thought. Give it more time if you can. If you can push back, by a week, you signing on the dotted line to give yourself that extra buffer of time, and maybe talk to your friends. You guys have a strong female friend who's it's like they're like a little wizard. They're like something about, they give really good guidance and advice, and there's a very like maternal nature to them, which I could argue might actually be you as well, Taurus. Maybe it's another Taurus friend of yours. Give it time and make decisions by factoring in the absolute truth, justice. It could be a Libra friend as well. See both sides of the argument. Play devil's advocate. That would be good for you here. All right, let's talk about your passion. What does Taurus need to move towards? Money or an earth sign? King of Pentacles? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? Some of you may need to go see a financial advisor. Some of you may need to go make peace with your dad, or ask your dad for money, or something to do with your father. You're definitely needing to take action towards something. Some of you need to get moving again. No offense, Taurus, but it's like you're putting on some extra pounds, or you're not eating healthy enough. You need to get your body moving again. That will lead to your mental health and wellness, your emotional wellness. You need to be physical. You need to be active in terms of exercising. Some of you are going to go travel to see your love or your lover, or I hope it's not your lover, but you know what I mean. Your Two of Cups, you may meet someone romantic while you're on a business trip or while you're traveling. It does seem like long distance travel. So I don't know if you guys are going to visit your parents or a father or something in transit. You may connect with like an old flame, but I'll be honest, actually, it seems new for most of you. So there may be like flirty romantic vibes, and it could be that you guys like exchange numbers and you end up keeping in touch. There's a lot of messages going back and forth especially in new love. And I mean, this is what should you be driven to go after? What, you know, chase your desire, your passion, what should you take action towards? That person that you keep thinking about romantically, it's saying go towards them. Don't be shy. This is a good time. You know, express your feelings. Let them know how you feel. This is cute. So here's a very positive love message. I'll have to remember to include that in the timestamps. There's definitely love. You need to go towards your love. Prince of Cups, you need to extend an offer. And I just keep getting the idea of no matter where or how you meet this person, it starts off with a few little like witty banter messages here and there. But the thing is, I think when you assess it, you're like, I kind of feel some type of way about this. Like you're curious, you're emotionally curious about where this could go. That's your intuition saying, yes, go forth, my child. Like pursue something with this because it could be something very big. It could be something very significant into your future, especially with a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Yeah, the Scorpio's got their eye on you. They're watching you on social media, watching you like a hawk. Interesting. And again, this may be someone from a different background. They may even be from a different country. If they are, you guys are going to see each other. And I mean, you know, take that message if and where it resonates. I know travel stuff is weird right now with everything going on. That won't always be the case. So if you like that message and you want to hear it, you know, put it on your shelf, save it for a rainy day. That may resonate for you at a later time. Make sure you're not repeating karmic cycles with abusive partners or toxic partners who let their addiction issues factor into your relationship. Don't be the woman or man who constantly wants to save the other person. That's an unhealthy way of looking at relationships. It's not your job to save them. Yeah. That's exactly what this message is. So I don't think I need to tell you anything more. Watch your own addiction issues, especially smoking, whether it's, you know, cigarettes or weed or whatever. You know, moderation, I would say, but that's especially cigarettes. That's hard to moderate, right? God bless the people who can have like one cigarette every 2 months and not, you know, but a lot of you're struggling with like smoking issues. And in fact, that may be the issue you're grappling with going toward the doctor's visit. You may not want to hear from your doctor at your yearly physical that you need to quit smoking or you need to quit drinking. I mean, it's coming up in your tarot reading, so for some of you, that's clearly a thing. Yeah, others of you, it's just like you need to watch where you're going in terms of romance. Your Saturn placement, for some of you Tauruses, depending on your birth chart, your Saturn placement makes you get into unhealthy relationships. So that's not a prison sentence, but once you become aware of it and understand how it functions in your life and not repeat the cycles you've been repeating over and over and over again, it will be liberating because you're going to know what sometimes you accidentally default to when you're not paying attention, when you're not looking at the signs that the universe is giving you. Look up your Saturn placements and how that impacts specifically your relationships, even in terms of like your job relationships. There's something about your Saturn placement that it's the heavy, right? It's the taskmaster. It's where you have to be responsible. Some of you have been ignoring that, and so you're defaulting to this like, I don't know how else to say it, but it's messing up your life, but it could be liberating. 8, liberation. We like this. There's something about once you become more self-aware of what your chart kind of has mapped out for you, you have free will. You can understand that, oh, I do have a tendency to act that way, but now that I know that I do that, I'm going to change the story. Yeah, in fact, some of you are being asked to like go research your birth chart. Go look it up. And strive to implement new changes in your life. I'm not trying to come down on you, but this thing of, oh, well, I'll exercise someday, I'll lose weight someday, I'll save money someday. But when? Like, can we start today? You need to actually hold yourself accountable for the actions that you want to see in your life. All right, Taurus, that's what I got for you. For February, messages you need to hear, timeline and manifestation is, of course, up to you. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next week for Valentine's Day love readings. Bye, guys.